Hello, amazing beings. How are you today? I apologize. I scheduled whatever. Um, yeah, I apologize. There was a misunderstanding on the time of this live. So if you don't catch it live today, that's okay. The recording will be at the top of the group or in YouTube. So you can check it out later. But thank you for those of you who could still make it today, even though I totally dropped the ball. How does it get better than this? What else is possible? So, harnessing light, transforming dark energies into positive forces. So this is a multifaceted conversation. It may also be, who knows, we might do an encore, do another one down the road. And then as I say that, I remember for those of you who were present for the aura reading, thank you for that. We will re-record that for you. I know that there was some, again, technology problems, issues from being in a different country. So, all the things that you get to learn as you go. So this conversation today, I wanted to start it with my the beginning of my story. So when I first became a clairvoyant medium, I was 30 years old and I had just quit doing all drugs and alcohol, and I was taking my Reiki master class, came home, practiced on my partner, and a spirit came to visit him, and I'm great. I'm a medium, right? Actually, I think my response was fan-fucking-tastic. I'm a medium. I wasn't entirely thrilled about that. So, hello, everyone. Welcome. So happy to have you here. Go ahead and approve StreamYard, and then I can see your name and I can address you by name. But give me a wave. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay today. How's the sound? I don't, yeah. And, what is life if you can't just laugh at yourself or laugh at how things turn out sometimes? There are no mistakes. Hi, Kimberly, welcome. So I became a clairvoyant medium and I didn't want it. I spent 3 years fighting against it, pushing it away. Just I don't want this gift, take it back. Where's the return policy? Literally, I was like, I do not want this. I did not want to be seen as a crazy lady. And so fast forward 3 years, I'm starting to actually experience depression. Hello, welcome. And I knew that I was experiencing depression because I was given a gift, or I opened a gift. I mean, I think I actually have the awareness that everybody can have access to this. It's not just something that, kind of arrives. It arrived for me because I stopped being drugged, truthfully. And I know that I probably had something when I was really young, but just got medicated early on in my life and then got into partying and drugs. So hello, Leanne, welcome. Hello, Facebook users. So happy to have you here. So I'm 3 years pass. I'm starting to experience depression. I am like, okay, universe, God, whatever you want to call it. You gave me this for a reason. I'm going to lean in. I'm going to stop resisting it. I'm just going to accept it. This is happening for a reason, right? So I decided to go on a vision quest. Hello, Susan. To Sedona, where I had a friend living, and we were going to do what's the TP where you sweat lodge. We're going to do a sweat lodge, and he was going to introduce me to some people, and he was super supportive and super excited for my awakening. And he took me to this healing session. I met this couple, they do this healing session, and I'm like, oh, I'd really like to watch. Can I watch? So I'm watching them do this healing, and it's like, they have copper, kind of like a copper cage. It's not a cage, but a copper structure around a massage table. The lady's laying on the massage table. There's crystals. They're doing their thing. I don't really know what they're doing, but they're doing their thing. And I'm watching it. And my spiritual team says, Venus, open your sight. Because by this point, I realized I could just turn it off. I wouldn't be happy, but I could just keep my sight off. So they had to come in and poke me. And I am so grateful for them because they've had a lot of patience with me over the years, and they have laughed at me a lot in a good way. But, and they're like, just open your sight. And I'm like, no. And they're like, do you trust us? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I was like, okay, fine. And so I opened my sight, and I went open my sight like this much, just so I could see like the crystal grid and the, everything. And there was all these lights and colors and things going on. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I was like, really enraptured with this thing that was going on. And they're like, open your sight more. And I'm like, no. Hello, Facebook user. So I open a little more, and they're like, Venus, open your sight to include the whole room. And I'm like, no. Again, they have a lot of patience with me. I'm sure some of you can probably relate. So I was like, okay, fine. And they're like, open my sight to include the whole room. And in the back right-hand corner was this big dark mass. And I'm like, see, I did not need to see that. It's funny now. It was kind of serious at the moment. And I'm obviously, this dialogue's going on inside, because if I was yelling out loud, this healing session was going on. So I'm just like, I didn't. So I see this dark energy, and they're like, okay, so now invite it towards you. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Excuse my language. Don't mean to offend anybody, but it was like, I was like, no, I am not inviting the dark energy towards me. They're like, Venus. And I was like, okay, fine. So I invite the dark energy towards me. And when it hit what I would call my energy field, it was not a wall. It was just like my aura, my energy field. When it touched my energy field, it turned into like bubbles of light and went up into the sky. And as it left, it even thanked me, right? And I knew in that moment that dark energy could not harm me. So I share that story because I think that can apply for some of you. Is like, it really is the belief. If you believe that you're at the effect of dark energy, then you're going to actually I'm actually going to help you. Somebody said, can you make a cleanse for all of us? Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you tap into your own energy that's actually going to dispel darkness, right? But it starts here. It starts with the acknowledgement that no one and nothing is more powerful than you. It is only more powerful than you when you believe it to be more powerful than you. So if you believe that you're at the effect of dark energy, then you are at the effect of dark energy. I have never, ever since that moment, been at the effect of dark energy, because I know that they are not more powerful than me. They are not more powerful than you either. I'm not some special thing, or I'm not some guru, some, like ascended being that you are not. What I have, you have also. What you have, I have also, right? Like we are the same in a way. We definitely have all of the capacities that are possible. If you see something in somebody else that you like, it's because it's something that already exists in you. If you're here watching this today or later, whenever you're watching this, right? There's something in you that knew that something else was possible with dark energies. But I would suffice it to say that most of us, and I was the same for a really long time, thought that it somehow powers or forces outside of me were more powerful than me, and that I couldn't dictate how things were going to show up for me. But when that entity, that I'd call it dark energy, demon, whatever you want to call it, turned into bubbles of light and thanked me as it left, I was like, oh, cool. I'm not in danger of dark energies. But if you have some, like if you've taken on some dark energies because you think that somehow one you were supposed to or whatever, this is where you get to say, put that line in the sand for yourself and say, no, this is not okay. You have to leave. And you become the dominant energy, you become the boss energy, they will leave. But if you're still like, oh, I don't know, maybe maybe you should leave, they're going to be like, I'll stick around. But when you're like, no, this is not okay, you have to leave, they will leave. Okay. Part 2, take 2. Let me know if you can now hear me. Give me a thumbs up or, yeah, Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for sticking around to let me get back on. See, and that's a great example, right? So guess who wanted to interfere, especially when I was like, you know, and I'm telling you guys that you have the power. So of course, who wanted to jump in and be like, I'm going to interrupt your stream? And I'm like, fuck, no, you're not. Excuse my language. Right? And then they had to leave so I could get back on. But I am the dominant energy. You can be the dominant energy in your life with whatever energies are going on, right? So just remember, whenever you have something going on, you're just like, you get to say whether you're going to be at the effect of it or not, right? Cool. Now, I was pretty much done anyway, but we had to do a little demonstration there. So awesome. Thank you again. Thank you for those of you who stuck around for me to get through that energy. But it was a great demonstration of what you too can have happen. You just be like, either you can be like, oh, I guess I could have just ended the stream and been like, well, I guess it's over. And I'm like, no, this is my stream. This is my time to talk to you. We've already had it delayed an hour and a half for technical reasons. And I'm like, no, I'm going to be on this call for you. So I was not willing to just roll over and be at the effect of the energies trying to disrupt my live stream. You have that power too. And many, many, many more powers that you don't even know or realize at this point. Yep. But it will. I mean, there will be times when dark energy will try to stop you. But then you're like, but is it their life or is it your life? Are you going to live your life and be like, or are you going to let them dictate your life? You get to say, and you're not wrong. My heart, like, know this. I always have this for you. No matter what you're choosing, you're not wrong. Truly, you're not wrong. I chose a lot of, like, I don't know, darkness, struggle, being the victim of my life, all this stuff for a really long time until I just realized I didn't have to do that anymore. But so I get it wherever you are. It's fine. You're great. And you'll change things when you're ready to change things. My hope, my target here is that I give you tools so that you can make that choice easier when you're ready. So whenever you're ready and you don't want to be at the effect of dark energies anymore, you just say, not anymore. This is my life. I am going to live my life and I'm going to live it the way that I want to. Cool. Yep. So it happens in my dreams, and I think it's because I don't give it energy in daytime. Yes, possibly, but you also get to control that too. Like, you could just be like, that is unacceptable. It's almost like a child. If for those of you who have children, you're like, when they're young, you're just like, it's, well, I don't know, when they hit you, right? Like, let's say they hit you, and for a child, you'd be like, time out. That's not okay. Like, you're like, it's the same with all beings without bodies. If it does not work for you, you get to put them in a timeout. Or you get to tell them to go away. Like, you have that control. You have that power. And anywhere where you don't believe that you have that power and you somehow are still a victim to any energies, can we destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, pot, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. That's the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. And you can find out more about that at theclearingstatement.com. But it's just kind of like a magic eraser. Yeah. Says you and I have a lot in common, drugs, etc. I'm off them too. Yeah. And I'm sure there's quite a few of you out there that are watching this that used to be on drugs and alcohol and are no longer, and now having this awakening, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with this, right? So hopefully you're finding some value in this group, on these videos, in these trainings. I have some fun news I want to share with you all. It doesn't impact you too much, but I have been asked to do a TV show on Om Times TV, and that is actually where our weekly live streams will be changing to. Not next week. Next week we'll have this same time and date, provided there are no interruptions. And then starting the last week in March on Mondays at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we will be having our lives. They'll be in the group still, but they'll also be on YouTube and on Om Times TV, and it'll still be the Psychic University trainings, but that will be called Enlightenment Academy, and that will be going out to more people around the world. And my hope is that people are not having to go through the awakenings and the spiritual challenges by themselves, and just to give some of you tools to deal with whatever is happening in your life. I absolutely adore all of you. I'm so grateful you're here with me on this adventure and this journey, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye. Thank you for the congratulations. How does it get better than that?